Hey yo guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on? Still got the COVID. It's been freaking 7 days. It's not letting up. I did a test today. The COVID line was faint. I think it's in the garbage. I don't feel like digging it out. That's just disgusting. Anyway, still working from home. Got my station set up over there. Does the job. I'm using that J-Create docking station. I think I showed you guys that thing before. It works with my other laptop. Not so much this Dell laptop. This is the 2500U by Ryzen, but it works fine with the 5700U. So it is what it is. I'm okay with that. And if I ever do pick up a gaming laptop, I can use it with that too. Which brings me to my next thing. I was contemplating on fixing the old gaming computer because, as you know, I updated the processor and everything in the editing computer to a 3700X and a 3070 for the GPU, which gave me a lot more rendering power and performance. It plays video games, but that's not what that computer was meant for. As you know, winter's coming. It's gonna be a lot more staying inside, not so much outside activity because, well, it's cold and it sucks. So who wants to go outside for that? Not this guy. No. So on that note, I was thinking about doing something with that gaming computer. Either trying to swap out the old power supply that was in when I had the 1600X in there. I still have it. I'm going to clean it, refurbish it, get it up and running, and if it's decent to go, I'm going to toss it into the gaming rig and see if she'll fire. Because I'm thinking it might be the power supply that's just not giving it enough jam. Yeah, it turns over, but it's super old, and I kind of pushed it hard. So it was only a 500 watt power supply to begin with, pushing a 6700 at 4 gigahertz with, I have no idea what the TDP on that is, as well as a 1070. So chances are, just over time, she decided to cook her face off, and that's what it is. Now, the power supply that I had in there before, inside of the editing computer, was a 650 watt, I believe. It is an Ultra brand, covered in dust. 650 watt modular ATX power supply. So I was thinking, stove that in there and we're good to go, or at least hope so, that the computer will power on and go back into business, because it'd be nice to have the gaming system back for nights when I want to play video games and not use my rendering computer. I can still use the rendering computer if I want to do a live stream to basically run the stream portion through NDI, but I kind of do not want to use the rendering computer to play video games. So if I can get this thing back up and running decent, and if I can't, if I am correct and the main board is fried, I was considering looking into piecing out over time some parts. New motherboard, new RAM, new processor, and potentially a new video card, because let's face it, a 1070 is not exactly dope. So I was contemplating that to give myself a little bit more of a gaming setup. Now with a gaming setup, like this here has 8 cores, 16 threads in the editing computer, which is great for video editing because more cores equals more chores, right? So I can get Sony to basically utilize 100% of the processor, and by Sony I mean Magix, and it'll really push my editing to the limit and speed up the render process. However, for gaming, multi-cores is not what you want. For gaming, the least cores the better, because 90% of the games out there nowadays don't use multi-cores and don't know how to multi-thread. They want one single core as fast as possible, which is where your turbo boost comes in. This is why they say you want a game, get an i5. You want to do productivity, get an i7 or an i9. Same with Ryzen. The Ryzen 3800X, not exactly an awesome gaming chip. It'll work, it'll do the job, but the 3600 was the king, or nowadays it's the 5000 series. I'm sure they're dropping their 6000 series soon. I've been hearing rumors of it, that apparently it's going to be the first APU to come out with ray tracing built in. Some new Vega core that they're coming out with. It's going to have full-blown ray tracing and everything ready to go, but don't expect like GeForce RTX, stats. It'll have ray tracing, but it's still an onboard GPU sharing the power with the processor. So, 25 to 45 watt TDP being spread across the processor and the video card, yeah, it's not going to be a real hard-hitting system, you know what I'm saying? But there is rumor of that happening. So like a 5600 would be a better gaming setup than, say, a 5800, because less cores, you can have more threads, or less cores, less threads. When it drops down to one core, you get more bang for your buck. Now, I'm thinking about going AMD because, well, Intel's doing a lot of weird shit that I just don't understand. So I just figure keep it simple, go AMD. I love their product for the editing, and their product for gaming should be pretty good too. As far as video card goes, maybe I'll just get, I might just take the 1070 out of here, put it in this rig, and then take the 3070 out of there and put it in the gaming rig, because I really do not need a high-end video card for Vegas, because right now as it stands, Vegas doesn't even use RTX. It doesn't even know what to do with it. Maybe the new version does, but I'm not about to drop $200 on Sony Vegas 20 just to find out it's the same mashed potato that 19 is, just with a couple extra filters added from third-party groups, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I thought I would just talk about that for a bit, but something I really need to do is clean up this back end. Holy crap, this is brutal. The main thing that I'm not liking is this great big foam mattress. I bought this for the truck camper setup, but I never got around to building it, mainly because I just never did. I need to build some sort of a frame to hold it, but then I got to thinking, why build a frame? I did the price for the wood, and it's going to come up to like $150 for what I want to build, because the price of wood hasn't gone down yet. Everything's still expensive. So then I was on Amazon and saw, oh, look at that. You can buy a frame, a bed frame, made out of steel that is box springless, so you don't need a box spring. It was literally $100. I haven't ordered it. I haven't done that yet. I haven't gone there. Winter's coming, not about to do truck camping in the winter, because, well, that's how you die, and, well, dying isn't on the tables. I was thinking for next year, we can set that up. But I got to do something with this damn foam, because this is pretty ghetto fabulous. So what I'm thinking, I'm going to try and roll it up a lot tighter than it is and see if I can wrap it with just one bungee cord and not two. Because right now I have a bungee cord here and a bungee cord down here. So I got two of them holding it together. I want to get it tight, and I'm thinking about throwing it in the utility closet downstairs where the furnace on-off switch is. And that way there, it's out of sight, out of mind until next year when I build the truck camper setup, because that's the battle plan. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get to that right now, and I'll chime back in. Well, that's about as tight as I'm getting that thing. Holy crap, only used one strap on it, and I literally had to like lean into it, put all my weight on it, squish it down. I laid it out flat on the ground and laid on it because I never tried that yet. There's no give to this foam. It's so good. I bought this at Canadian Tire. It was about, I think, $70, and it's a double wide, so it's like a double like my bed in the other room. I think it's the same width. Yeah, theoretically, I could just lay this on my bed, put a sheet over it, and have an even comfier bed. Not going to do that, mind you, but I'm just saying, this is the exact same length and width as my bed. So putting that in the truck. Now I know my truck can handle a queen size mattress no problem, because when I helped a friend move from New Liskeard, and there were some videos that were made. One video that was made during that move, we went on a hike on a forest walk type thing. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but just go with it. But we went for a little hike in the trail system up there, and I did a video of it. I think it was called Getting Lost in the Woods or something like that, because that's pretty much what we did. My friend thought she knew where she was going, and next thing you know, we're turned around and we're lost. We got out though, obviously, because I'm talking to you now. But I'm just going to sit that disaster in there until spring, when we can start working on the idea for the truck camper. Because next year, I want to put that to work. I had a lot of plans this summer, and a lot of them were kiboshed. But next year I want to do some, like, we got the boat now. We got pretty much everything that we need to have some real good fun. Last year I got the topper, and I wanted to get the topper and all that built up over the summer, so that in the fall, like in September, take some time off and just go camping. But that's not going to happen. I still got some extra stuff that I want to do in there. Like the reason why I want to go with a bed frame. If I did like everybody else, like Mav and Fishing with Becca and all those guys, where they've made truck camper setups, and I just did it out of wood, it'd probably be the exact same setup with the 2-drawer system that you pull out, and one side has like clothing and shit, and the other side has cooking shit. But except for I would have, one side would be like fishing shit, and the other side would be like cooking shit and other shit, So, and then the back of the truck would basically be the bed. But because they've done it, like Mav did it with a 6.5-foot box. I think Becca has an 8-foot bed in hers, and she actually has a spot where she can like sit at the back of by the tailgate, so you can sit on the end of the bed and dangle her feet onto the floor of the truck while looking out the back window. She can open the window. She has a little flip up table there, so she can have her meals while staring out the back of her truck at the scenery and enjoying life. I'd probably go more that route, but what this bed is going to do is, first off, it's not going to take up the whole back of the truck bed, so I can just shove it off into one end of the truck bed, like against the back wall where the window is, not the tailgate, and then have floor space all around me for different things. So I could set up like a little table in there if I wanted to. I need some way to have power in there, either through battery banks or by getting one of those Jackery systems or one of the knockoffs on Amazon. As long as it has a lithium phosphorus battery, it should be pretty good. Do not get a lithium polymer battery for that because, well, they lack the recharge, and if overvolted, your truck will become a pile of molten shit. So lithium phosphorus right now seems to be the king for the travel batteries. But yeah, I wanted to do it this summer. I was looking up the price for building. I designed what I wanted to design, and then I priced out the wood and went, holy crap, this is going to be like a $250 project. And then I was like, well, what if I want to use my truck as a truck again? Like, what if I want to put stuff back there? This isn't going to work. Like in the winter, if I want to go ice fishing, I'm sure I can put my sleigh beside the bed. But what if I can't? Then I'm kind of screwed, right? Where this frame I'm looking at on Amazon literally folds in half. Like you pull the pin and it folds up like a cot mattress, and then the legs fold into it. And the box spring can handle up to 800 pounds. So like if Deb and I decide we want to go truck camping some weekend, we can just go and we can both lay in the bed together and just be cozy. But there's other things I still need to do to the camper before we're good to go. And one of them is take the passenger side window completely out and fix it. Now there's two things I was thinking about doing it myself, making a video about it, putting it up on YouTube and getting 300 views, or just spending the money bringing it to a cap repair center and just having them do it and then replace the screens while they're both out. Now there I have two working windows with working screens, and then at least in the summer, if we go camping next year, in the back of the truck, we have a way to open the windows without getting attacked by mosquitoes while we can still enjoy fresh, cool air from the outside. Because let's face it, the summer sucks, it gets super warm, and nobody wants to be a sweaty slop of mess when you're sleeping on top of a foam pad that's going to absorb it all. Mind you, that foam pad apparently doesn't absorb water. I don't know. Apparently they're really good. The reviews on Canadian Tire were phenomenal. So a lot of people said they slept in a tent with it. They just threw it. And my tent, my little collapsible tent there, the one you just throw in the air and it turns into a tent, I originally put it in that to see how it would fit. And it fits it perfectly. Like it fits wall to wall. Like you open the door and it's all bed in there. But why wouldn't you want that, right? Your whole tent's a bed. And people have done tent camping with this type of a setup. And the end result is it rained. The fly didn't hold up. Water got into the tent. The foam got wet. The foam dried out. There was no mold or mildew because it's mold and mildew resistant material. So that's pretty freaking sweet right there. So now that that mess is gone, literally all I have back here is a body pillow, which goes with that mattress. So I'm probably gonna end up shoving that down in the closet because that's gonna be the camping body pillow because I really love having a body pillow while I sleep. Still need to figure out what the frig I'm gonna do with this TCL Android TV with Google built in. I'm not even sure yet. I haven't even come up with an idea. Completely lost. This was supposed to replace this LG up here. But when I went to make the video, the LG started working again. So I was like, well, what the hell do you do now? What do you even do? What do you even do? Well, what you do is you toss it in a corner until something breaks. Then you have a backup TV, I guess. That's my brain dead logic. Terribly sorry for any epileptics out there, but like I told you, my GoPro's been acting kind of funky lately. Alright, I got that corner cleaned up. Pretty good. But I still got some stuff to do. This old Dell computer, my old XPS 9000 or whatever the frig it is, I'm going to clean that up and give it to Joss. She wants to repurpose it for her own use. So I'm just going to clean it up and reformat it and stuff. And then she can just do whatever the hell she wants with it. Got Oreo's bed with his toys all around it. Whatever. This is just a can of empties. Or a bag of empties. I gotta deal with that. Gotta grab that bowl and bring it downstairs. And then I got some random wires kicking around that I should probably do something with. The heck is that anyway? That's an iPhone cable. Totally a lightning cable. I don't know where the keyboard went from this computer over here. I got it on my main computer because my wireless keyboard's basically broke. But you know what? We got a couple hours left of sunup. I haven't been fishing in forever. And there's no better way to isolate than to go fishing, right? I think. So I think I'm gonna head down to the bank and go throw a couple lures around for a bit. And then if I catch anything, well, I'll let you know when I get back because I really don't feel like wearing a camera and making a video of fishing because that's not what I do all the time on my channel. I just do whatever the hell I want because it's my channel. Yeah. Alrighty guys, I'm back from fishing. Did a little bit more work over there to clean up the area. Like I said, still don't know what the hell I'm going to do with that TV, but I also put some food in the air fryer, and that's cooking. It's probably cooked by now, but we'll go take a look. As for fishing, yeah, surprise, surprise, nothing was caught. It's like 5 degrees Celsius out. I don't know what the hell that is in America, but it's freaking cold out. So the water temperature is only like 7 degrees Celsius. So the fish are probably not wanting to hang around. It's supposed to warm up this weekend though. So if it does, I might try and get back out there and play. But I had a little bit of an incident when I pulled into my driveway. I got a notification that my rear driver's side tire was low on PSIs, and that's kind of concerning. And this is the most disgusting cut of steak I ever seen in the history of seeing a cut of steak, but it is what it is. I don't need much for supper tonight. Oh, I should have weighed that. I'm gonna weigh it right now. Yeah, I've been doing that thing where I weigh my food again, find out exactly how many calories I'm taking in a day versus how many are going out. And that steak is only 252 grams, half a pounder, give or take. Yeah, I switched it back over to carnivore to start trying to promote a little bit of weight loss here, because things have been getting kind of out of hand. So back onto the grind, try and lose some weight again. Which is funny, usually around this time of year I end up like getting the weight gain by eating bullshit. So, go team me! But yeah, got a notice on the truck there that the driver's side tire was down to 28 PSI. Now that can be caused by the cold even. You know, the air contracts in the tires and then they shrink. You don't get that problem if you use, what is it, not hydrogen, but there's a, could be not hydrogen. Holy crap, that'd be so dangerous. Nitrogen, that's what they put in tires. So a lot of dealerships will do that, and nitrogen's not affected by the cold, and because it's a larger molecule, it takes longer for, well, nitrogen won't go through the porous material of rubber as easily. But yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, I'm gonna eat my steak and I'll chime back in a bit. Decided to play a little bit of Minecraft because I've been getting back into it lately, and I played some One Block Skyblock, and it was alright. It was okay. It wasn't fun, but I got this pretty much as good as I'm gonna get it for the time being. Looks a lot better than it did before. I got Oreo's bed there with his possum in it, Charles the dinosaur. Can't remember what the heck we named him. I really can't. Not a big deal. And then his cow stuffies over there, and his bunny rabbit. There's so many toys in here. Got all my filaments underneath the desk, except for those two right there that are probably saturated with humidity. But other than that, we're pretty good. Didn't work on the gaming computer tonight. I gotta wait till Thursday to throw these boxes outside for recycling. Let that recycle and get rid of it all. What else did I do? That's about it. It's just been a pretty chill night. I kind of wanted to make a video again because I kind of got out of making videos over the whole summer because I've just been so wrapped up in my own stuff that picking up the camera wasn't really on the agenda, you know? Sometimes people get busy, and it seems to be a thing with me in the summer. It just seems to be a thing with me in the summer that I get busy and I don't make videos very often. But yeah, that's a thing. I guess we did some things, like I put that light in. It's stupid bright. I kind of don't like it, but it's there, so I'm going to use it. Need to re-clean up my kitchen because holy crap, that's stuff freaking everywhere right now. I was talking about that gaming computer and like building it back up and then having a gaming computer again because winter's coming, and I'd rather game on a gaming PC than on my editing PC, because even though the editing PC has some pretty good gaming hardware, a gaming PC would be way better. And then I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just keep the case and put a new motherboard, new chip, new RAM, all that fun stuff into it. Now that the prices are down on everything, like if you're looking to buy a video card, right now is the time. Like I got that 3070, that 3070, that's what, yeah. I got that thing for friggin' like $500, and that's Canadian. Right now, Bitcoin mining sucks. I know, I quit doing it because it was like literally, I was making pennies a day doing it on the 3070 to boot. So the 1060 was making less. Like I was making 30 cents a day on the 3070 and 16 cents a day on the 1070. So there's no value in Bitcoin mining right now, so nobody's buying GPUs. So all these manufacturers kind of went crazy thinking Bitcoin mining was going to be super high, produced a whole bunch of GPUs. Nobody wants to buy them. Prices dropped. So if you're looking for a GPU right now, go out and get one because you'll probably get a pretty good deal. And the 3070, that's a good mid-range card. I think they call the 3060 the mid-range card, but for me, the 3060 is more like an entry, like the 1060 and the 2060 was. But a 3070, probably hammer everything out there. And you can probably even get a 3080 for the price that a 3060 was, So right now, if you're looking for a video card, it's a good time to buy. It's a good time to jump out there and do it. But I was pricing out parts on Newegg for the gaming computer. So I went and looked at a motherboard. I was just looking for something basic, no Z series, just a B550 and a AMD 5600X. And then I was looking at the new RAM, because the RAM in that old computer is only 2166. And AMD loves having high performance RAM. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just get some friggin' 3200 and call it a day. Well, just those three components alone brought me up to $820 after the government's cut. So for shits and gigs, I went on Best Try and looked up a gaming PC. And they had one on there. It was the 5600G. Now, if you're not sure what that is, the 5600 comes in multiple flavors. The 5600, which is a 65 watt TDP, lower clock rate. I think it's 3.4 gigahertz, could be 3.5 gigahertz. I'm trying to unhook my dog one-handed. This is not easy. The 5600X, which is like 3.9 gigahertz or something like that. And the 5600G is like right in between, but it also has an onboard GPU, some Vega 12 graphics, which my coworker bought one of those. He went and bought the 5600G, stuffed it into a motherboard with a case. Didn't put a graphics card into it because the only graphics card he had was an old AMD Radeon 290 or something like that. So he figured he would try the onboard graphics, and he says it plays all the games he plays. Now, he's not really an insane gamer. He doesn't play anything high-end. He's mainly playing games like League of Legends and Dota and those arena-style battle games. So he's not really pushing his computer to the limit. But he said it was pretty damn good. So, okay. And I was like, well, the clock rate was there. It's 6 cores for more chores. Or less chores, whatever you want to look at it. So then I was on Best Try and I'm looking at their pre-builds. They have some Acers, some Asuses, some HPs, Dell, but they're not Dell, they're the Alienware, and they're just expensive because of the name, all these different ones. And I was looking at gaming laptops thinking, well, maybe that's another solution. But once again, with a laptop, the problem is you buy it, you get it, that's it. There's no replacing parts. Where if you buy a desktop, chances are you'll be able to upgrade the firmware on the motherboard and put in the next gen chip, or you can always replace the video card down the road to get more bang for your buck. But they had one on there. It was an Acer Acer Nitro, I think the name was. Got really good reviews, and it's got a 5600 G in it with a 360 RTX, 16 gigs of RAM. The hard drive on it's stupid. It's a 256 gigabyte NVMe drive with a 1 terabyte platter, but I would just end up SSDing the shit out of it and calling it a day and getting rid of the platter drive because I freaking hate those, except for just using them for storing movies for a Plex server or something. As far as that, the price of the computer was $799. I'm like, why am I gonna buy parts and build a new computer when I can just go out and buy a computer that already has a Windows 11 license with it? Because on top of that, you got to buy your Windows 11 license at $120. So I'm already a grand into this build, and I don't even have a good video card yet. I'm still running the 1070. So logic dictates that upgrading that old potato 4.0 gigahertz i7 6700K is not exactly a good idea. I think if I decide to get a gaming computer, right now I don't need one, but if I do decide to go that route, I'm probably gonna look at getting a pre-built just so I can get the Windows license. If it only has 8 gigs of RAM, whatever, I'll buy for an extra $100 2 16 gigs, toss those in there, give it a 32 gig upgrade. She'll soar. She'll be amazing. So anyway, that's just my thoughts and processes. That's what I was doing before I jumped into Minecraft, was looking at prices going, holy crap, that's stupid. That's just ridiculous. I don't need that. Because right now I really want to play VR. And the other solution is, my buddy was like, why don't you just go up and buy an Oculus Quest? Or the new Meta Quest. Just go and get one of those. They link up to your computer. You have fast Wi-Fi at your house. You can play all your Steam games without having a damn cable dangle off your head. I'm like, that's not a bad idea. But of course right now, Best Try is out of those Oculus Meta Quest things, and I got Rona, so I shouldn't really go to Best Try to buy one until the Rona is long gone and forgotten. Apparently you get an immunity for 6 months after you have it too, so that's pretty dope. Can't wait for that to happen. But yeah guys, that's been my day today. Just basically working from home, looking at the back of that room going, oh my god, I gotta do something. Then I had a brainstorm. Utility closet, dope. Threw it in there. The cat can't get to it. She won't claw the shit out of it anymore. It'll be safe until the spring when I decide how I'm gonna build the camper shell into a camper shell. And then, yeah, hopefully next year is better than this year, because I made a lot of promises and I didn't follow through. And I apologize for that, but it is what it is. Things happened and it's all good. But anyway guys, on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and shut her down here and move on to the next video whenever that is. I don't know, there's no schedule. I'm just putting these up as I make them and making them as I put them up. So until next time guys, hit that like button and all that other shit. And I'll chat with you guys later. So until then, peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.